Hey, I'm Bluey, and in this video I'm gonna survive 100 days in a hardcore Minecraft survival world without ever sleeping. Each Minecraft day and night is 20 minutes, which makes it a total of 33 hours of gameplay. And if you don't already know, hardcore mode means if you die, there's no respawning, and it's game over. Now I have 3 goals for this video. 1. Get full diamond armor and tools. 2. Kill the end dragon. And lastly, have fun, because that's the most important thing for me. As always guys, if you do enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a sub or like, and with that said, let's get straight into day 1. So, my 100-day journey begins by spawning in a plains biome, surrounded by forests and mountains. I ran over to a tree to gather wood for tools, and then crafted myself a wooden pickaxe. I then mined down to get stone to make stone tools. I'll need this to mine some iron ore with a stone pickaxe and use my axe to kill some sheep for food. I then killed cows for leather and beef, which I can cook and is a great food source for my adventure. Afterwards, I then gathered more food and resources and had to AFK overnight, as my chances of survival were slim. On day 2, I explored further and stumbled upon a cave system. Careful not to die, I fought mobs that spawn in this dark area. I then took out my stone pickaxe and began mining coal. I would need to use this to smelt my iron ore and also beef, which I got from cows. I encountered a creeper and this was my first near-death experience. One blow up from a creeper and it's game over. After killing a few more mobs, I found my first vein of iron ore. I then mined this and started preparing to make a temporary base. So day 3 rolls around and I'm mining around the cave to make a temporary base and set up for the night. This will be my base of operations, and I started mining gravel to gain flint, which I'd use for flint and steel to light another portal later on. I then placed down a couple furnaces to start smelting my iron and food. While this smelted, I went out and explored and also gained more resources such as wood and leather and food. I went back and my iron was smelted. I ate my steak and I decided to craft an iron pick, as this will be useful to get some diamonds. As well as this, I crafted an iron axe, as this is very good for killing mobs due to axes having very high critical hit damage compared to swords in 1.16. When it became day 5, I went down back to the mines and started mining more iron and coal, so I could start making myself iron armor, and this will be useful for me to fight mobs off during the night. I then mined some sugarcane and sand, and I can start making farms, as sugarcane is very useful for potions. I then went back to my base and laid low for the night while smelting my ore, and watched the sun set. As it got dark into day 6, I went out exploring and killed some mobs such as witches, skeletons and zombies for some loot, after killing some sheep for wool. I crafted myself an iron chestplate before and made my way back to my cave for safety overnight. Day 7 began and I started to empty my temporary base, as I needed to find a new base to call my home. I then mined lots of iron for the rest of the day to the end of my first week. The next day, day 8, I placed down some temporary furnaces and smelted my iron so I could start making a full set of iron tools and armor. I collected my iron and crafted myself full iron armor. I was now ready to venture out overnight and collected more wood and food for my travels. Shortly after, I went to mine a bit more iron to keep for my travels, and then I found my first pet, a dog. I'm calling this one Max, and I also found another one called Rocket. After running a couple thousand more blocks out, it was starting to get near the end of the day, and I found a village which was perfect for me to start setting up a base. An extra plus was that this village was right next to a ravine, making it really easy for me to go down and start strip mining to start finding some diamond ore. The night of day 10 then came, and I had to quickly seek hostage inside the villager's house to not be killed overnight. My next objective was to mine enough diamonds for a full set of armor and tools, and I mined for a straight 5 days through day 11 to 16, and I went through multiple pickaxes. Finally, I had done it. I'd achieved 28 diamonds for a full set of diamond armor and a diamond pickaxe. I then decided to go back up to the surface and craft myself these items. The next day I started landscaping the area around the village, and I could make myself a farm to grow wheat, carrot, potato and beetroot. My small farm was now finished, and overnight I had to stay in, and then I went and gathered crops from the village's farm. I then planted this on my own farm. On the next day, day 20, I started to gather resources to build my own house and not just use the villager's house. After I had enough resources, I started to frame out my little cottage. I will build this solely out of wood, so I had to be careful not to light any fires nearby. The exterior of my farmhouse was now done, and then I would start to tile the path. When it became day 23, I started to work on the interior of my house. I put chests, a crafting table and some furnaces, as well as some lighting. Over day 24, I found 2 cows and started breeding them in a pen by my farm, and then I also found some sugarcane and started a sugarcane farm. On day 25, I started using the leather from the cows and the sugar from the sugarcane farm to start making books for bookshelves. I then started making a mob farm, as this would be used for XP, as well as the bookshelves for an enchantment table. My mob grinder was finally finished, and I farmed my sugarcane, wheat, and used this to breed my cows before killing them. My mob grinder was now working, and I was very happy as this large structure took a long time to build. As well as this, I made a max enchantment table, and I would spend over the next 15 days to start enchanting my gear. Over 15 days, and on day 46, I had now enchanted my full tool set as well as my full armor set. I also mined for more diamonds to get all of my tools to diamond. Now I was ready to take on a boss. After I was all geared up, I went back down to the village ravine to get some obsidian. I then used this obsidian to build a portal, and then I equipped a flint and steel and was in the nether by day 50. Over the next 10 days, I went all over the nether to try and look for another fortress. I would need to find a blaze spawner and get blaze rods to finally go to the end. I located a blaze spawner in the nether fortress and farmed it until I had enough blaze rods to get enough eyes of ender to go to the end. It was now night again, and since I could not sleep, I had to start trying to find the end portal. I used my 24 eyes of ender and started to find my way towards it. I located the end portal stronghold under a snow biome, and now I just had to locate the end portal, slapping the eyes, and I could start fighting the ender dragon. So there you go guys, I have now found the end portal, and I started to place in my eyes on the dawn of day 72. I then traversed through the portal and started to build towards the end island. Kind ironic, but I would use the bed strat to kill the Ender Dragon. I started by going for the end crystals, as these would heal any damage I did to the Ender Dragon before I could kill it. Finally, the weight was up. I had taken out all of the end crystals and the dragon was now swooping down. I used all of my beds and started to damage the dragon, as well as bowing it while it flew away. The dragon swooped in for the final time and I hastily placed my beds. This would be my chance. This would be the time to end it all. I placed the last bed, and a simple right click was all it took to end it. My eyes watered as I had finally done it. I gazed at the bountiful amounts of XP and my prize of the dragon egg sitting atop the portal. I spent the next 15 days from day 80 to 95 mining until I had a full netherite set of tools and armor. I spent the last 5 days gathering gunpowder for this explosion. As you can see, 100 beds have just been blown up to commemorate my 100 days without sleeping. As always, thank you guys so much for watching till the end of this video. This took a lot of effort to make this video, many hours put in. And if you did like this, please drop a subscribe or a like. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.